Siema, witam was bardzo serdecznie, z tej strony Sowanos, no i dzisiaj sobie zagramy w Vampyra. Nie zapomnijcie zostawić łapy w górę, subika z dzwoneczkiem, aby być na bieżąco. Wbijajcie na Discorda, link w opisie, a my co? Lecimy, widzowie. Napierdalamy, kurwa, spały. Kali. Przy okazji krew, które pijemy, widzowie. O ty kurwa. Śmieć myśli, że kurwa mi coś zrobię na 14 poziomem. Musimy stąd wyjść. I lecimy się, widzowie, wyspowiadać wampirem. Poczekamy, aż się to załaduje. Pasek zjebany. I lecimy. Kurwa. To mnie załadowało do jakiegoś interfejsa. Dobra, tu jest wejście, dobra. Biegłem obok śmieci. I lecimy, widzowie, do kościoła.
Its effectiveness has been proven by men.
Chyba w złą stronę chyba pobiegłem. Tędy. Tu jest skal do zajebania. Przy okazji zajebiemy go. I ogólnie podwiększyłem gammę, jak coś zrobię. Abyście mieli bardziej widoczne. Jebał mnie. Co ty, kurwo? Kurwa, ósmy level taki mocny. Dawaj swoją krew z pelu. Zajebani. Idziemy, później przerobię. W tą stronę. Ja was pierdolę, maty. Bijcie się ze skalami. Ja sobie przybiegnę tędy. O, jesteśmy pod kościołkiem. Siema, księżyczko.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Dobra,
I have heard enough.
nie będę się pytał ludzi, kurwa, o te pytania, bo już za dużo pytaliśmy. A. To nie z tej strony kościoła mam iść. Dobrze, kurwa, wiedzieć. Aha. Ale wbiegliśmy. Idziemy się wyspowiadać. Siema księżulo, chciałbym się
Yes?
wyspowiadać.
What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
Nie potrzebuję powiernika. To osobista
You seem
sprawa.
to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
Sprawa to osobista. Chcę przekazać kilka słów
I've
smarujących.
words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Była moją siostrą. Nie wiem. Na nie zależało, to nie taka sprawa. Dobra, była moją
She
siostrą.
was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
Została zamordowana, to był wypadek, została chowana. Co
She
tam?
has been laid to rest. That's all you need to know.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
Czuję się odpowiedzialny, umarła przeze mnie. Chciałbym to wszystko zapomnieć.
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
Przysięgam, że dowiem się, kto za tym stoi.
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Dywanie.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
To teraz spotkać się z Oskarem w szpitalu, przekonaj, jakby wróciła do... To lecimy to w opałach zrobić sobie. A, księżulo tu jest, dobra, to ja idę stąd. Bo on mnie dopadnie tym swoim posturem i po mnie będzie. Już nie umie z nim walczyć. Ale wyjebałem jednemu ze swojej pały. To najważniejsze, kurwa.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
for you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this
Tak, to
creature.
cię kurwa przemienił.
What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Dość tychże zagadek.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Grubo.
I've had enough of
Grubo.
others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Chcemy pomóc. Kto wie.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiaoshun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
To już z nią porozmawiamy.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
You should not be by yourself. Grief can be a terrible trial, and it's even worse when you're alone.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Dobra.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
This part of town is very fragile. I hope the trust so many people put in her will not be betrayed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
No tak.
Goodbye for now.
Zajebiście, porozmawialiśmy z typiarą, ona
Now you
wróci.
can trust me.
Misja poboczna zaliczona. Sukcesem. Teraz biegniemy do doktorka. Pierdolta się skale, nie będę kurwa z wami walczył. Już za dużo z wami walczyłem. Śmiecie. Aha, tędy nie wyjdę. A, muszę ich zabić, żeby stąd wyjść. O ty kurwo. Player mnie zaatakował. Kurwa i mnie zajebały, nie, kurwa. Ja pierdolę jebane szmaty. Chuj im kurwa na pizdę jebanym skalą pierdolonym. Te kony kurwa górą. To myślą, a nie ci co kurwa chcą pożreć, tak jak te jebane pierdolone w dupę skale. O, tu mnie odrodziło. Zajebiście. Mogę chyba stąd wyjść już. O. Pierdolta się, kurwy. Ja wracam do swojego szpitala przytulnego, a wy kurwa możecie dalej kurwa tam polować na skali. Doktorku! Gdzie jesteś? Jest wejście do góry. Musimy w gabinecie. Mogłeś tu podnieść? Dobiło się to git. Nie ma
God
doktorek.
protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Jebany kurwa cwer.
Leave him, Jonathan.
I tak go odjebie w przyszłości na
This is
stówę.
sacred ground.
Tylko nikt się będzie tak
Neutral
pamiętał.
territory.
Jak jego koledzy po ulicach, to go odpierdolę.
I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Siema
What
mordo.
happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
O. Kolejnych trupów. Musi odzyskać pewność siebie.
Cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Nie no, pomogę.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Dobra, jako dobry Samarytanin obronię was
Rest
wszystkich.
assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
No i zajebiście. Jeszcze tu do zajebania? Cip cip. O, kolejna notatka. Kurwa, to biorę. Nic innego nie ma. O, kolejna. Za tobą coś było? Chyba nie.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes.
A ile już czasu jest? Widzowie? 23 minuty. Nie. Zakończyłbym
The well-being of his flock.
odcineczek,
There's
ale
no
pierw
other place
musimy
he would go but the
oczywiście
docks.
punkty odzyskać. Nie odzyskać, tylko dodać umiejętności. Przy okazji bym zrobił tu. Rozmontowałbym części. Sprawdziłbym, czy się da ulepszyć. Wtedy ulepszam na trójkę. No. Ta pała jest zbyt kozacka. Zwyczajna pała z kolcami. To jest fuj zajebisty. Dobra, to może wytworzy tutaj jakiś. To i to wytworzę. I pójdę w punkciki na zdrowia. Oczywiście, że powiększę. Stało 300, więc ja bym tu regenerację przy ugryzieniu zrobił. Dobra, potwierdź. No i widzowie, bo ja pobocznie zrobię. Pobocznie tym typom rozdam te itemki, bo im bardziej poważny ten, to tym gorzej jest. Więc ja to pobocznie już zrobię, nie będę was tym zaprzątał. Widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku. Dzięki za to, że byliście. Gra z wami Sowanos. Cześć, cześć!